OPC family, we are so glad to get to meet with you today, to talk to you. This is Jon from the International Church of Barcelona. Pretty good name, right? And also, if you see behind me here, they have like this setup table. So they meet in a building that's not theirs, just like we do, and they're setting up every Sunday, tearing down every Sunday. So that ought to be encouragement to you that God is having people do that around the world. And so I'm glad to meet Jon today. And so I just asked Jon if he'd share a word with you about what does the gospel look like in this culture? How do they share it? How do they interact with the people? And how do they see God move?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, it's great to meet you guys. And thanks for lending us your pastors for the day. We are here in Barcelona, Spain. And honestly, when we first came here, we work here as missionaries. When we first came here, we had a friend who's been here 40 years that came to do an orientation with us. And he said, hey, listen, I'm glad you're here. We're so excited that God's called you. But Barcelona, Catalonia is a graveyard for missionaries and pastors. So don't get your hopes up, which was like the worst orientation ever. We just sold everything we owned, moved halfway across the world with our kids. And we were like, yes, we're so excited. Oh, no. And so we just prayed that night, and God was so good to us. He touched our heart and said, look, I built my church. You love people and do what you're told. And when we first started meeting people, he was right. They weren't friendly. They weren't outgoing. But we just decided to show love. And my wife was like, we're baking brownies. We're going door to door. We're talking to everyone. And we did. And the funny thing is, within a week, these people who wouldn't talk to us in our building, every one of them to come back except for one with a gift or a toy or something to reciprocate the kindness that was shown. And God just spoke into our hearts again. He said, look, they might be cold-hearted, they might be closed off, they might not want anything to do with why you're here or what you're all about, but there's one thing they can't fight, and it's my love when it's shown in an authentic way. So less than 1% believe like you and I. It's very unchurched, very post-Christian, post-modern. Yeah. Most people would say, yeah, I guess I'm Catholic because I'm Spanish, but I don't believe in God.
Yeah.
But what we've seen is that at every turn, when you show the love of Christ authentically and make the opportunity for them to see that people come to know Him. And so every single week for the last 5 years in every gathering, we've seen people either come to know Christ or rededicate their life to Christ. And it's been so exciting to see that. People walking in off the street because their kid runs in, they hear music, but they leave knowing Jesus, on and on and on. And so one thing we know is it's not about us, it's about Him. Yeah. And when we keep showing His love and we keep reaching out and we keep doing what we can, He does what He does best, and people come to know Him and find hope in Him.
Yeah, church, reaching out, loving people genuinely for the gospel. God moves and He's powerful and He's sovereign. And so we're thankful for Jon and the work they're doing here. And I would just ask OPC if you would be committing yourself to praying for the International Church of Barcelona and what they have going on here and what God is doing in their midst. Thank you, church. Love you, miss you. See you soon.